Oh, it's fun when we all get mixed around up here. We have a very small space and a lot of people. And if you're like Finch and I, very large people. Sorry, Jason.
No problem.
We'll get Will on the camera. We'll let him slide over in there. Peyton, first time I've ever broadcast with you, but that's not always a bad thing.
Oh, I'm excited, you know. The JV game was pretty exciting. It went 3 sets. And I'm ready for some varsity volleyball.
I heard you've never broadcast volleyball before. Is that right?
This is my very first time. The JV game was my very first game.
Well, it is a lot of fun. It's very quick, a lot of fun. Getting at it. I've done it for a year or two or more, a lot more, but that's beside the point. Cyclones here going to try to rebound a little bit. The opening part of the season's been a little bit of a struggle, and we'll see what South Fulton has. Traditionally, they've struggled a little bit, but we'll see what they come out with this evening. Madeline Sullivan will serve it first here. Well, my voice is not too worn out from doing the other stuff. Normally, I get to shout that to the people at home right in their ear, but thankfully tonight they gave a little break from it. Sullivan ready to let her fly. Eyes it up, sends. Picked up by the libero, height up to the net, tipped up by Reynoso and Adams. And Peyton right there, you can see a little communication. JC and Madison looking at they're saying, my bad.
Yeah, JC and Madison, you know, both kind of going for the ball. You got to just call that to have one person just go for the ball in that situation.
Posey sends it across. Nia Zimmerman a little trouble with it. Starbuck going to bump it up to right, sends it down the line, past height and good. So you can say she hit the height.
Oh, yeah, she placed that ball perfectly on the left side of the back row. And nothing really the libero can do that situation. That was a good play by her.
Kiera Stambaugh will come in, replacing Jersey Clark. As Lindsey Dunn will serve it now. 1-1 tie here. Serve across the way. Stambaugh picks it up and tapped through by Miller. Cyclones will play it. Sullivan back sets it over to right. Pounds it in and good for a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, she found the spot where nobody was in the back row. Really nice play right there by West Prairie to take the 2-1 lead.
And Lindsey Dunn will be back again, ready to let it fly here for the Cyclones. Sends it across into the back row. Right there with it is Dawson up to the front. Tipped and dropped by Kay Miller. And gets the side out back. It'll be 2-2 tie here.
Yeah, Katie Miller, nice job there on just getting it over the front row and finding a place where nobody was.
Screaming line drive brought over by Chenoweth, rejected back to the wall. So the Rebels, well, I think that's funny, Lady Rebels, but of course you can't really call anybody Bells anymore. So. Serve again, Chenoweth going to pound it off of Zimmerman, the freshman. Set up in the middle for right. A little high deep, and they're going to say actually it was, well, it's in the net, net violation by it's like Miller maybe. Paige Kitch in to serve. There's Kitch, slap dribbles, fires it through, and Height has it in the back row up to the outside. Finds a home where nobody roamed. Nice shot there by Dawson.
Yeah, Dawson also, I believe, played in the JV game too.
Well, if you look at this roster, there's one senior, and that's the libero Lexi Height, so a very, very young Rebel squad.
And that's the thing I noticed the most. They're just very young, and they're going to be experienced once they come older.
Out to right, right going to stuff it down the block, and it was Dutton that couldn't quite bring it up. And that'll bring back Callie Wright. I was trying to think of a Yellowstone joke, but I couldn't work one in there. I'll work on that. Callie Wright, the jump serve, fires it over. Taken in the back row there by Miller. Sent up front, bumped through, and sent by Posey. Posey done, works with it. Starbuck just going to have to bump it right over. Sent right back over by South Fulton, and they bring it to Barkley. Quick setup. Chenoweth with the dig. Loaded in the middle. Dutton puts it in good.
Yeah, Dutton once again just getting it over that front row, and nobody's over there in that little corner. So Dutton finding the weak spots early in the West Prairie defense.
Jersey Clark will check back in for South Fulton. She'll be back to serve here. Serve picked up by Starbuck, back up to the net, and I was going to say net violation because Dutton just basically dunked it on the net.
Yeah, she definitely touched the net there. Right idea by Dutton there, but she was in the net, and West Prairie with the point.
And that's one of those, you're so eager to put it down. Perfect situation, so eager to put it down, you just a little too eager.
Yeah, yep. You know, sometimes you just got to let the ball travel a little bit farther and then make the right play.
At the serve is Olivia Dawson. 6-5 lead for South Fulton. Dawson serve taken by Wright. And that one near the net, Reynoso, kind of the swing and miss to bring a fall baseball vernacular into it. Swung on and missed for a 7-5 South Fulton lead. That one off the top of the net, the let serve. Sullivan loads up for Barkley. That one deep and wide and out of bounds.
You know, right idea though, trying to go that far corner. There's a little spot in that zone, and she tried to go there.
8-5 lead for South Fulton. Serve is off of Nia Zimmerman into the bleachers, so 9-5 lead. Caleb Hall will take a timeout, so will we. Let's take this timeout on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
Let's go. Y'all like acres to take 4 tires, tight. 4 tires of fuel, 4 tires of fuel. Come on, we got to get him back out there. He's a busy man.
I'm just here for seed.
It's all part of it. Suit up.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has everything you need to win the season and go full speed ahead.
We are back here as 9-5. The lead for the Rebels. As they're 9-5 rather. Serve off of Nia Zimmerman, flipped right back by Dutton as they go to send it, and tipped through by Reynoso. They'll tip it back across Zimmerman. Nice save at the floor. Starbuck up and bumped over by Reynoso. In and good.
Yeah, good defense right there by West Prairie. You know, the stiff set attack right there by South Fulton. Kind of caught West Prairie off guard a little bit. West Prairie did a good job of responding, ultimately getting the point.
And serve, a little error on the serve as Miller kind of hits it sideways. Knocked it out of there, so they will start again. And West Prairie has jumped within 9-7. Abby Starbuck sends it across, up to the outside and out. So makes it a 9-8.
Yeah, back-to-back aces by West Prairie. They're playing South Fulton playing a little bit deeper, allowing her to serve.
Chenoweth hitting it across. Zimmerman going to pick it up. Fake to Adams. Comes out to Reynoso. Down and good. And so makes it 9-9. Not the German-speaking portion of our program, but the game score.
Yeah, and just like that, West Prairie ties the game at 9 on a 4-0 run.
Chenoweth goes to work with it, back sets it, and Dutton can't decide. They couldn't decide whether to go get it or not.
Yeah, and you know, Dutton only a freshman, so that was a freshman mistake right there, and you know that happens when you're only a freshman in that situation.
So the Cyclones have rallied into the advantage at 10-9. Served by Starbuck, and that one ricocheted by Chenoweth right into the ceiling. Bandage up an ace for Abby Starbuck, and they have made it 10-9. Serve across again. Height is up underneath it. Set up in the middle for Dutton. She'll push it across. And Sullivan out of there for right in the back row. High deep and generally unplayable.
Yeah, that time she just got a little too excited. Tried to put it in the back row and hit a little too strong, giving South Fulton a point.
And they were trying that shift around, and they didn't get trying to figure out somebody going which way, what direction, and so now they've got, that makes it 11-10. Serve back row. Starbuck catches it about the shoulder. Dutton with a nice serve.
Yeah, Starbuck a little bit too deep on that. Ran up on it and overran it slightly, which is why it hit her in the shoulder. So,
and so sorry we had an unwanted musical interlude in the game, but somebody bumped the CD player. 12-11 lead here for South Fulton. Dutton serves it off of right. Sullivan over to Reynoso into the net, and South Fulton once again has a 13-11 lead.
yeah, that time the set a little bit too far back. I'd like to see a little bit clearer set on that.
Serve, now they'll set up. Adams just the punch shot. Chenoweth going to bring it into the middle. Miller, it is good off the hands of Adams.
And when you're just punching it over like that, you're allowing South Fulton to set up their offense and for an attack, and that's what they've done so far in this first set.
Right, up with it. Set up for the attack from right from Sullivan. Dutton has it in the back row. Going to be helped out there and brought over to Chenoweth. She'll bump it through, and Starbuck has it. Sullivan up for right, tips it. Right thought, not the right execution.
Yeah, they've tried to do the back row kill several times. Like you said, right thought, just did not execute on that one.
15-11, South Fulton serves off her right. Sullivan to the outside, Reynoso. That one's good. I waited a minute. Good on the back line, the official says. So the line catcher makes it 15-12.
Yeah, that time Olivia Dawson and Elena Dutton weren't communicating, didn't know who was going to have the ball, and it fell right between the two of them.
Serve by Madeline Sullivan. The jump serve sent right back across there by Dawson. And then the Cyclones on the return hit it right into the net. And Cyclones have been having really, I guess you would say, trouble getting out of the mud. They just can't get out of their own way.
Yeah, the ball control has not been there so far for West Prairie.
Serve back row, so it is 16-12. The Rebels right with it, lobs it back row, and it is out of bounds.
Again, right idea that time. The execution that time was a little better, just a little bit less of a hit right there, and you get yourself a point.
17-12 is the lead here. We'll take this timeout. This is TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
Working at MDH feels special to me because I'm also from a small community like MDH, and I love to be able to care for communities like this and be able to give them high standards of excellence with medical care as possible. Some people like to take more of a medical approach to their care. Some people like to take more of a holistic. And I just want to be able to make their plan of care as individualized as possible.
Your first foray into volleyball. I assume you work in broadcasting department in Western, or you're in there for classes?
Yeah, so I just graduated actually with a bachelor's in sports broadcasting. I broadcasted basketball, football. So this is a new sport for me for sure, but I'm enjoying my time.
Well, it is a lot of fun. Volleyball, a lot of good teams in this area, and the serve mishandled by Zimmerman makes it 18-12 South Fulton. And back once again to serve is Kristen Posey. And Posey flowering a lead out to 6 as Wright pounds that one out of bounds and make it 19-12.
Yeah, West Prairie just doing the same thing the last 3 times, just trying to go to the back row and hitting a little too hard. I'd like to see him do what South Fulton's doing, just trying to tip it right over the front row.
Serve to Zimmerman. Sullivan helps it out. Now right there, she tipped it over. Picked it up. Chenoweth with the setup. High lollipopper to Sullivan. Zimmerman's going to set up for Sullivan. That one tipped the net and down. So that's one that actually went their way, kind of went on the rollover.
Yeah, and you can kind of fake it like you're going to go hard and just trying to tip it right over. And most of the time, the back row is playing back. You have time to get it over the front row for an easy kill.
Lindsay Dunn with a serve, though. Serves it right into the net, makes it 20-13. Side out for South Fulton. Dixie Chenoweth serving. Her serve, hard line drive. Zimmerman hits it to Dunn. And now Zimmerman's going to have to finish it up. Taken by Katie Miller, set to the outside. They'll just bump it across. Madison Adams pops it up. Starbuck to Zimmerman. And it's dug by Chenoweth back row. Up to Miller, she'll tip it. Right is there. And Starbuck's going to set it right. Pounds it over, and Chenoweth's got it on the back line. Bringing it up is Posey up front. And that one through the hands of Dunn, but all right. And brought up by Dawson. Then Dutton and Miller couldn't figure out who was going to take it. Drops in between them, makes it 20-14. Side out for West Prairie. Paige Kitch will serve. Alexa Barkley back in as well. And Kitch's serve. Dutton couldn't rope it in. That was a nice serve.
Yeah, it was. It went kind of sideways on Dutton, and Dutton she was tough, having a tough time playing that, and an ace for West Prairie.
The lead's 20-15. Serve back row. Dutton has it this time. Chenoweth's going to help it out. Bumped over, rolled over the net, and tipped up. Bumped through by Sullivan. Miller is right there. They flip it back, hit over. And Dunn digs it up. Fake to Barkley outside to right. She'll drop it in and good.
Yeah, Paige Kitch right there with a great save to keep that volley alive. You got to give her credit for for West Prairie scoring that point on that one.
Cut it down to 4, 20-16. Kitch again, Chenoweth up with it. Dutton's going to help her out, brings it up. Miller bumps it through. And now Dunn takes it for West Prairie. Fake to Barkley outside. Zimmerman through the blocks and down. Stanbaugh couldn't quite hang on to it, so we've got a timeout called by South Fulton. We'll step aside as well. This is TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Back here at West Prairie as we get ready here. And right now, let's see here. We're trying to get the scoreboard up for you folks, and it is, as is usual, it and I do not like each other, and it is being uncooperative. Serve picked up by the libero Posey, chased down out there by Dawson and bumped through. Tipped back by Alexa Barkley, and Alexa drop in a kill.
Yeah, that time once again going just right over the front row. It's been working for him.
Dutton brings it up front, and they're going to hammer it through. Sullivan, nice save for West Prairie. Nia Zimmerman, high lobber across. Dawson takes it up. Lobs it outside. That one, Dunn is there. Sullivan for Zimmerman. Off the blocks. Posey keeps it alive. Tapped across by Katie Miller. Dunn is there. Out to right. She'll tip. And the hit. I know Olivia Dawson what she was doing, Peyton, but she had somebody behind her.
Oh, yeah. She knew she had the defense behind her, and she was willing to go over there, and it cost them a point.
Tip back by Barkley. Miss it by South Fulton. We're tied at 20 apiece. All tied at 20.
West Prairie has figured out the ball control and figured out that front row tip, and it's been working for them the last couple points.
Posey gets the serve. They'll load in the Miller for Miller and rolls it over the block of Barkley and down. 21-20. Madison Adams in. Kitch goes out for West Prairie. And now they'll do that libero kind of switch around. The bane of broadcasters everywhere. Serve by Miller. Off the ceiling and down.
That's the one thing about West Prairie that I've noticed. The ceilings are not very high at all. If you're going to did for a ball, that ball's coming straight back down if it goes too high.
And serve is through off of Starbuck. Up front, they'll load it for Barkley. She'll tap it down again. Yes, indeed. I agree with that, Peyton. As far as a lot of other gyms go, this one is a very low gym, ceiling-wise. Wright, gonna pound the jump serve. Posey is right there. And actually that one, Stanball gonna have to tip. It was close to the net. Starbuck to Sullivan, tips it over. Popped up there by Dawson, sent through. And right back across to South Fulton. They try to tip it again into the net, and we're tied at 22.
Yeah, Kiera Stanball was lucky she wasn't called for being under the net. But regardless, West Prairie scores, and we're tied at 22.
Callie Wright ready to fire it through. Backer off of Posey. Chenoweth helps it out, and that one a little bit too close to the net. As Kristen Posey could not get it out of there.
Just like what West Prairie was doing earlier in the set, South Fulton now having a little trouble controlling the ball right now.
Right into it again. Popped up. Height's going to help it out. And then Dutton's going to tip it just across Sullivan with it. Saved. And then hit into the net. 24-22. Gain point for West Prairie. Timeout called here by South Fulton as they'll talk things over here at game point. We'll stay right here. And Peyton, this game initially looked like South Fulton was going to take it away, and then West Prairie's kind of woken up now.
Yeah, West Prairie's, I think they just figured out, South Fulton's playing very far back in the back row. There's a lot of space in between the front row and back row, and they're just hitting those spots right now in between, and it's been working for them so far. Also, South Fulton early on having good ball control, and lately having a little trouble just passing it to one another.
And Callie Wright will get a chance to finish it off here. Actually going to make a substitution for Jersey Clark will come in. Stanball out for South Fulton. Right into the serve. Height, the libero, takes it. And South Fulton able to make that harder than it should have been. Gets it over. Barkley flips it through. And South Fulton plays it. They'll tip it across. Starbuck is there. Sullivan fake to Barkley. Outside Zimmerman. And Chenoweth hits it off the ceiling. Miller keeps it alive but can't control. And that's game number one in the books. 25-22. We will step aside for a couple moments and be back right here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
Let's go. We got a lot of acres to take 4 tires, tight. 4 tires of fuel, 4 tires of fuel. Come on, we got to get him back out there. He's a busy man.
I'm just here for seed.
It's all part of it. Suit up.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has everything you need to win the season and go full speed ahead.
Working at MDH feels special to me because I'm also from a small community like MDH, and I love to be able to care for communities like this and be able to give them high standards of excellence with medical care as possible. Some people like to take more of a medical approach to their care. Some people like to take more of a holistic. And I just want to be able to make their plan of care as individualized as possible.
At Country Financial, we enjoy serving the community in which we live, big or small.
I love living in the Blandonsville area. It's where I grew up, went to school, and decided to raise my family. I never had a desire to live or work anywhere other than in a small town. I feel lucky to help my longtime friends and neighbors with their insurance needs. It's like working with family every day.
I'm Brett Powell, your local Country Financial representative, whose door is always open to work with you.
And back here for game number 2, the Indians. Wow, I'm really going back. The Cyclones winning it 25-22, going back to the Colchester days, which is about 20 years ago or more now. Dating myself just a little bit. Now, I would guess Coach Caleb Hall telling his group, hey, we got to get off to a better start. Because South Fulton had them down, 20-13, and Caleb Hall probably saying, hey, guys, let's, or hey, ladies, let's jump out to a quicker start.
Yeah, no, it was really impressive to see the fight in West Prairie to come back trailing by as many as 7 late in this first set. I think West Prairie is finally starting to figure something out on the offensive side, and they've been playing solid defensively, so second set should be just as fun as the first.
And serving first for South Fulton will be Kristen Posey. And now they'll start Alexa Barkley on there, and then, of course, Abby Starbuck will rotate in. As starting lineup will be Madison Adams, J.C. Reynoso, also Madeline Sullivan, joined by Callie Wright, Nia Zimmerman, and Abby Starbuck. Served by Kristen Posey, back row, off Starbuck, off the ceiling, and straight down there. What you talked about, right off that steel girder and straight down.
And we saw it at the final point of the last set, too. You know, it's just so tough to read where the ball's going to go, so both teams have to adjust for sure.
Serve off Starbuck. Sullivan with it to Adams, who punches it down and in and makes it 1-1 tie.
Again, South Fulton playing so far back in the back row. West Prairie's just hitting those spots right in front of their feet every time, and it's been working the last couple of sets. Last set.
Madeline Sullivan, low line drive. The let serve, as they say, live and let serve, as it drops in for the 2-1 lead for West Prairie. And we'll see Madeline Sullivan looks to have turned it up a little bit serve-wise.
Oh yeah, she's been doing a lot better since earlier in the game.
And they bring it up to Posey, set in the middle. That one hammered back, but they're going to say in on the line. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, that was close, but good job by South Fulton finding that spot on the sideline and keeping it in to tie the set.
Dixie Chenoweth serves it off of Starbuck. Sullivan to the outside, loads it for right, blocked, and one of those, when it's going right for you, that goes on the other side. When it's not going as well, it stays on your side.
Yeah, Katie Miller right there with a great block, and, you know, for earlier in the first set, a couple mistakes, and made up for it right there.
That serve going to go wide on the right-hand side. Lindsey Dunn in, J.C. Reynoso out, as Lindsey Dunn will serve it for the Cyclones. 3-3 tie in game number 2. Dunn eyes it up, smashes it across. Dutton's underneath it. Posey going to pop it up. And it's sent over by Dawson. Starbuck's got it for West Prairie. Fake to Adams, coming to right. That one ricocheted off the net and down. I really don't know if South Fulton got a hold of it, Peyton, but the result was kind of the same.
No, it seemed as though West Prairie hit the very top of the net, and then the momentum of the ball brought it back onto West Prairie's side.
And that one a miss hit by Katie Miller. Ties us up at 4 apiece. Madison Adams out, and coming in will be, actually with all that switching around, they'll bring in Alexa Barkley up front. Kitch will serve, and Height is back in the back row as the libero. Low line drive, she'll send it right back to West Prairie. Sullivan to Dunn, popped up for right, and that one miss hit by Height. And over to the bleachers for a 5-4 West Prairie advantage.
And just like what we saw at the end of the first set, we're kind of seeing here in the second set, South Fulton just unable to control the ball and keep it to where they want it to go right now.
And that one mishit there by Jersey Clark. It's kind of ricocheted off her hands and sideways. 6-4, 2-point lead. Now you remember, Paige Kitch was the one at the serve when they let him back in game number 1.
Yeah, Kitch was a big help last set. Made multiple defensive plays as well to score points for West Prairie.
Barkley drops it in front of Chenoweth. And she says, Alexa, please set it on kill. 7-4. Served by Kitch. Hit sideways, and then Chenoweth mishits it. And kind of with how these games go sometimes, Peyton, boy, when the snowball gets going downhill, it makes things difficult.
Oh yeah, it's definitely once, especially at high school level, you know, when this happens, it's just snowball, and it's hard to come back from, and we're seeing that happen right now with South Fulton.
9-4 lead here for the Cyclones. They're trying to sprint away, go home early, finish it in 2. Served by Kitch again off of height. Chenoweth's going to help it up front, and Posey flips it across. Sent right back across by Wright. Up front, Dawson will bump it over. And now Height in the back row, couldn't get it. She hit it up front, and nobody home. Clark and Posey couldn't get it.
Yeah, nice play right there by Callie Wright to push the ball to the back row, knowing all 6 of the South Fulton defenders were up front.
And that one, Kit serves it into the top of the net, so Madison Adams will rotate through for Starbuck to come in. And back to serve is Jersey Clark for South Fulton. Winds it, brings it off of Zimmerman. Set to the outside, Nia Zimmerman into the net, and it is a 10-6 point for South Fulton as they try to chip their way back in. Slap dribble and fired across. Dunn has it at the floor. Starbuck pops it high. Wright bumps it over, and Chenoweth digs. They're going to load it up to the net. Tipped across and played on the outside. Nia Zimmerman off the blocks. Set up for Dutton. She'll tap it. The lefty tap. And now Height saves it. And as she tried to save it, a nice try by Jersey Clark, Peyton. Just couldn't get woed in time.
Yeah, she made a really nice play, keeping the ball alive, but you know, it's one of those things where momentum carries you over the net, and there's nothing she can really do on that one. But good, a lot of effort there.
11-6, Cyclones lead. Callie Wright serve off of Height in the back row, off the box now. Wright back up to the net with it, saved by Sullivan, sent over by Dunn, and dropped in and good.
A heads-up play right there by West Prairie, knowing that the ball was going into the net, not giving up on the play, not lifting the ball. Tipping it back, knowing her teammates were behind her. Really nice play right there overall by West Prairie.
12-6 lead now, served by Wright. Nice serve. That one a laser beam right across the net.
Yeah, that one right over the top of the net. You don't know where it's going to go. You don't know if it's going to hit the net. And those are always the toughest ones to play. And we saw it right there.
And they will take a timeout, talk things over. 13-6 the lead now, 7-point advantage, touchdown lead, because of course tonight is NFL night as well.
Bills and Dolphins.
Ah, there we go. Wondered who was playing tonight on tonight. So I was going to take a quick look at the score.
7-7 was the last time I had checked the score. That was about 10
That ought to be a good game tonight.
Ago. It's currently 10-7 Buffalo in the second quarter over Miami.
And, of course, the NFL in full swing. As it goes on, of course, seems like, there's only a few months, and what is it? June, July have 30 to 31 days. The rest have NFL.
Basically, yeah.
Callie Wright ready to serve. 13-6 lead here. As a hush fell over the crowd. Not sure why, but did. And that one falls in. Height not able to handle it. 14-6. Cyclones tack the extra point on.
Yeah, again, The serves by West Prairie, they're kind of going sideways, and it's giving South Fulton some trouble, especially in the second set.
Right to the windup again, off the backboard. That is out of bounds. As they continue to have trouble with it here. That was Kinley Mitchell, a sophomore.
Kinley Mitchell played in that JV game, had a lot of nice kills. So this is a very inexperienced South Fulton team.
One senior, you and I were looking, one senior on the whole roster, and that is the libero. Back to the serve now. Olivia Dawson ready to let it fly. The jump serve, pounds it back row after the serve out of bounds by Wright. Fake to Barkley, to Zimmerman, and dug up in the back row. They'll load it for Chenoweth. She'll hit it right into the box and down. Alexa Barkley says, "Thou hast not deposited, thou shalt not get a return."
Alexa Barkley with the heads up play right there, knowing that South Fulton don't want to let them back in this game, and she shut the door on them right there.
Served by Anaya Zimmerman, back row. That one launched by Dawson. And 17-7, a 10-point advantage here for the Cyclones as they try to finish this off in quick fashion. Low line drive, the let serve off of the net, and then Dutton tried to hit it across, couldn't lasso it in. 18-7. Another substitution coming in is Kenley Batterton, a sophomore, replacing Dutton. Got the JV match all over again, Peyton.
Yeah, this is a lot faster paced than what I'm used to. You know, I've statted college volleyball at Western Illinois, and the pace of this is just, it seems like the games go a lot quicker.
19-7, good high school volleyball will keep you working. As Nia Zimmerman, that one into the net, and it is 19-8 now. Serving will be Batterton. She'll come to it. Serve to Starbuck, high in the air. Sullivan to Barkley. That one eaten alive by Katie Miller. She says thanks for the gumball, Mickey.
Yeah, Katie Miller with several blocks tonight, and she, especially in the second set, she's played well.
Batterton again, hard serve off of Wright. Up to it, they bring it. Wright dumps it over. Now sent right back across to the Cyclones. And nice job by Starbuck, saved out of the net by Miller. They're going to load it up front again. Nia Zimmerman has it. Up to Reynoso, she'll lollipop it through, sent right back by South Fulton, but out of bounds. 20-9, an 11-point lead here for the Cyclones. Starbuck to serve, and Adams in.
Yeah, the Cyclones really, after early on in the first set, they've really dialed in here and have played really well.
Height, a little trouble with that one, hits it into that, 21-9. Starbuck slap dribbles a little bit, fires it. And that one off of Height in the back row. Tipped up, bumped over there by Miller, and Cyclones play it up for Adams off the blocks. Height hits it back row off of Wright, and Starbuck could not get it. 21-10, side out for South Fulton. They need to get on a big run here.
And I think in order for South Fulton to get on that run, just like in any sport, when you're down bid, go back to the fundamentals. Just let the game come to you. And that's what I think South Fulton needs to do here.
Serve by Posey, taken by Zimmerman. Sullivan with the outside set for Reynoso, and she hit the home run ball.
Yep, she was trying to go for the kill in the back row, and just a little bit too powerful there.
Posey off of Starbuck. They'll bring it to back row attack by Wright, and that one goes out of bounds to the Cyclones. A little too much muscle. And sometimes you get a little too eager on those, trying to let them rip.
Yep, sometimes your eyes light up like a Christmas tree when you see all that empty space back there, and you just mishit it.
And that time, Reynoso drops it home, 22-12, the advantage.
Yeah, that time she just slowed herself down, went back to the fundamentals, and it applies to when you're up bid too, just fundamentals. That's what I was always taught early as a kid playing sports, and it tends to work out for you.
Macy Branch with the serve for West Prairie. That one rolls over and down, and when things are going your way, they're going your way.
Absolutely. That's just one of those situations where South Fulton can't do anything about it. It just happens to roll over the net.
We have a substitution. Callie Wright out, Mason Shipman in for West Prairie. Macy Branch ready to serve. Out of bounds in the back row, a little high, deep, and generally unplayable. And so once again, South Fulton kind of running out of chances here, 23-13. Got to put together a sustained run. Chenoweth bangs it over off of Zimmerman. Starbuck chases it. And now helped across. Chenoweth up to Miller. Set outside, and that one banged down. Abby Starbuck couldn't get it.
That seemed like a hard fall. We could hear the Stinder knee all the way from over here.
And that one, yeah, Zimmerman, you don't like to see people running toward these metal walls. Chenoweth serves it, 23-14 off of Zimmerman. The push pass makes it 23-15.
Now South Fulton on a little bit of a run here.
Line drive off of Zimmerman. Branch brings it up. Shipman puts it through off of height and down. And it's 24-15 game point here.
Yeah, that was a nice play right there. She was falling backwards. Didn't really jump, kind of was flat-footed, lose off balance. Nice play by her to score the point.
Lindsay Dunn the serve off of Posey. Going to come back off the ceiling again. Couldn't go for it in the third time. And the Cyclones take it home in 2. Well, young man, thanks for working with me on this one. That was fun.
Yeah, no problem. I enjoyed my first high school varsity volleyball game broadcasting, and I hope to do more.
Well, that's going to wrap it up from here. The Cyclones take it home in 3 in the JV, 2 in the varsity contest, and that will wrap it up for us. This has been TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MBH.